Hi everyone, welcome back. Royal Enfield's 350 500cc engines have a lot of specialities. Low idling speed, thumping sound, classic engine design and its looks. Everything is different from the rest of the bikes that we have in our country. Technically, the valve operation is the main difference. It uses a push-rod system instead of the commonly used overhead cam system. So that's what we will be talking about in the video. The engine architecture and technology, which was developed in the 1940s, is what we still see in these bikes. These engines are long stroke, low revving ones, so they may be lower in bhp but rich in torque. Even though they are from the 40s, they got some technical as well as design updates mainly in two occasions. In 1999, an Austrian company, AVL, refined this engine for efficiency and introduced lean burn technology. They haven't modified the design, but changed the cast iron cylinder block for an all-aluminium engine. But the gearbox still remained as a separate unit. In 2008, RE introduced a completely new engine with integrated gearbox design, which they call Unit Construction Engine or UCE. But they still kept the push-rod system and the basic nature of the engine unchanged, but do a lot of refinement and modernization. It is then the popularity of Royal Enfields have grown to an extent that we see today. So let's see what is that push-rod mechanism which makes this historical engine outstanding. In 4-stroke engines, there are valves to control the air-fuel mixture intake and exhaust gases ejection. And these valves are operated by cams. If you are new to these things, I will do a separate video on how a 4-stroke engine works. In modern engines, these valves are in the cylinder head. But in the beginning, it was on the side of the cylinder. Like this on the cylinder block itself, inverted for today's norms. The valves were pushed open by cams in the engine block, driven by the crankshaft through a set of gear wheels. The cylinder head was merely a top cover, as there was no valve and its operating mechanism on the head. So it was rightly called the flathead engine. Efficiency was on the lower side for this type of valve system. So engineers decided to put the valves on the top of the cylinder head, the right place as we know today, and called it the overhead valve engine or OHV engine. They were able to extract more power from the same CC engine by doing this conversion. But the cams were still in the crankcase. So to operate the valves remotely, the push-rod system was introduced. Two separate cams are used for operating the two valves. A cam follower is used to follow the projections of the cam wheel and make the up and down movement. It's called the tappet. The pushrod is resting on top of this tappet, one holding the other like male-female type of socket. The pushrod's up and down movement created by the cam is transferred to the valve through a component called rocker arm. Rocker arm is like a seesaw, which has a shaft in the middle and two ends are suspended. So when one side is pushed up by the pushrod, the other side will push down and open the valve. That's how the pushrod system works. But how the cam drives? It is driven by a gear wheel on the crankshaft through cam wheel gears. The cam gear wheel on the exhaust side is the one connected directly to the crank gear. The number of teeth on the cam gear is just the double of the crank wheel. If crank has 20, then the cam will have 40. That is, the crank will have to rotate twice to rotate the cam wheel once. The inlet cam wheel is connected to this exhaust cam wheel. In order to rotate both the wheels at the same speed, the number of teeth on them will be the same. These wheels should be aligned properly to timely open and close the inlet and exhaust valves when assembling the engine. It is done by aligning the alignment markings on the wheels. First, the exhaust cam wheel will be aligned to the crank by aligning the marks. Then the inlet wheel will be aligned to the exhaust wheel like this. When a free play occurs between the tappet, pushrod, rocker arm and valves, there will be an annoying tick-tick sound is produced. It is removed by adjusting the push rod length here in the tappet hole. A hydraulic tappet, which adjusts the free play itself by oil pressure, is used in the new UCE engine. So no more tappet adjustment is needed for that engine. But once the hydraulic tappet is damaged, it can only be replaced by removing the cylinder and head is a big inconvenience. The push rod system has some benefits like the simplicity of cylinder head design, as only 2 valves, springs and rocker arms are there. Also, some lesser powerful lubrication system can be used as there is no fast moving camshaft is there in the head. But the system has more cons than pros. Because of these much components between the valve and the cam, mainly the push rod itself, a problem called valve floating will occur at high engine speeds. It's a state the valves don't close properly. The valves, which was pushed open by the cams and push rods, are closed back by the springs. But at high speeds, the springs can't push the reciprocating mass of those push rod components back and pull the valve back fast enough to close it. So the compression and combustion efficiency will be compromised. So the power will be reduced. This is the main reason for the low redline RPM and lower high-end power production of the Royal Enfield's bikes. But users of those bikes don't mind that lack of high-end performance, as those machines are designed and tuned to produce good low-end torque. Also, it is almost impossible or unreliable for small bike engines to use 4 valves per cylinder with the push rod system is another major drawback. These days, most engines use 4 valve head for high RPM efficiency and power. But American muscle cars like Camaro and Corvette uses push rods for its V8 engine. But that's a different story altogether. Harley Davidson also uses push rod system in their bikes, except in the V-Rod. V-Rod is a double overhead cam engine. Royal Enfield had stepped into overhead cam design with the Himalayan engine, and they went one step further to employ 4 valves per cylinder in the new Interceptor 650 engine, but with single overhead cam. The new launch-awaited 250 and 350cc engines are expected to be overhead cam engines. So the push rod era is ending in Royal Enfield also. I hope you understand the push rod system and bullet engine. If so, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.